Good day, this is Dr. Marcel Hattingh and we are talking human capital investment in light of Industry 4.0. One of the challenges that we see in the context of our human capital investment in this current season is the amount of workplace burnout that so many of our employees is facing on a day-to-day basis. Quite interesting that earlier in the year of 2019, the World Health Organization now officially categorized workplace burnout as a medical condition. It will most probably only be a matter of time before legislation starts catching up that will have major ramifications on the workplace and especially the leadership in how we treat our people. The question is, how do we best robust our people? How do we support them in the development of their own personal resilience? Well, recently I came across the work of Mr. Paul Donders, who is the CEO of Expand International, a Northern European consulting house who focuses predominantly on the development and the training of resilience of our staff and employees within the workplace context. In Paul's book, he mentioned that there are basically 7 personal competency or 7 personal aspects that every person has to take care of on a day-to-day basis. However, to give you a metaphor in order to understand these 7 competencies better, is that of the water bucket. Accordingly, it doesn't help we only focus on the 6 holes that might be at the top of the bucket. If one of these competencies is out of place, in other words, if one of these competencies causes a hole at the bottom of the bucket, all your resilience and all your life energy could potentially still drain through that one hole. What are these 7 competencies? Number 1 is a reconciled past. In other words, dealing with the skeletons in the closets and ensuring that you can work from a strong base, having completely sorted out that which might keep you back, constraints, fears, resistance towards moving to the future. Number 2, realistic optimism. And this is really the tension between, on the one side, being pessimistic about every aspect in life. Yes, there are many challenges, or being idealistic that everything will just be hunky-dory. The reality is that the healthy space for a person to be in is that midpoint, being optimistic on our day-to-day lives, but still looking at life from a realistic point of view. Number 3 is the problem-solving ability. In other words, when I see a challenge, I don't get overwhelmed by the negativity, by the size of the problem, but I'm looking towards an outcome, a solution that can help us how to solve this issue and move forward. Number 4, working with our intrinsic skills. Some people also call it your talents. There is nothing in life more draining than having to go into a work environment, spend 8 to 10 hours doing something that you are not qualified, or even more, that you are not passionate about. Finding that sweet spot, doing what you are really feeling naturally passionate about, and feeling competent in a job can be very much energizing in building your resilience. Number 5, and a challenge especially within the more sub-Saharan context, is the fact that we lack discipline. Discipline can range from anything from your life order, priorities, time management, to just driving down the road and sticking to the speed limit. Having the discipline is almost the foundation to all 6 the other variables. If discipline is not in place, chances that you are going to have a commitment towards your own personal resilience on a long-term basis might seem quite far-fetched. Number 6, self-confidence. In any circumstance, even if you look towards teenagers and young people, the moment their self-confidence breaks or the moment their self-confidence drops, it becomes quite challenging dealing with all the challenges in life because you always second guess and you're quite insecure about your own position and your abilities to deal with life. And number 7, your social support structure or your relational competence. Nobody is made to live alone. We are creatures of relationships. It is so interesting that within the African worldview of Ubuntu, the concept that I am because we are gives strength to so many people who on every other aspect of life might seem that there is not enough infrastructure or support to help them cope with the challenges of life. Yet so many villages and so many communities within Africa are still thriving because of their strong social relationship and the strong support they have with one another. If you want to find out more about how to build your resilience or those of your people, please consider giving us a shout, get in contact with us, and we can help you through a workshop, a coaching, a consulting process of ensuring that your people are robust, well invested in with dealing with the challenges of Industry 4.0. Trust you have a good one.